Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be looking at the early access of Space Wolf, which has just been released on PC. Some people may remember it from the tablet because it was an iOS game. I think it was going back like a year or so now, but they've just put into early access their version for the PC. So what we're going to do today, we're going to jump in and we're going to take a look at the game, and hopefully I can answer some questions that some people may have. So without further ado, let's jump in and let's get purging, brothers. So a lot of people will already be actually familiar of what this game is, but for people who don't know, I'm briefly just going to go over and explain what the game is, so it'll just give you a general idea, basically what the game involves. So Warhammer 40,000 Space Wolf is a 3D tactical game. It's a turn-based game. The way it works on cards. So you, for example, you build decks to take into battle with characters, and with them decks you use them to kill and complete objectives. You can also unlock cards and get cards for completing missions. There's also something called booster packs in game, which on the iOS you had to pay for, but on this you don't. You actually get booster packs from actually completing missions. There's no payment involved in buying any cards or anything on the PC build, just to get that across, in case people are a bit concerned about that. So before we jump in and actually start purging in game, I just want to go through the menu, discuss all the options and stuff like that. Mainly I want to show off the Armory, because that's where your cards are stored, where you can build decks, make certain weapons and stuff like that. So I'll be going through all that before we jump into game. So let's quickly go through it. So this is the campaign tab over here. As you can see, this is the campaign box. I've already completed the first mission. The second mission is yet to do. I'm actually going to be showing that off later in the stream. We have the multiplayer tab here, where you can go in and make your own little group and fight friends. I'll probably show this off in a separate video as well, since I would like to get some of the people on my Discord or one of the VM guys to come in and play, so I can really show it off in more detail. We have the settings tab down here. Now, as you can see, I've got everything maxed out. My resolution over here, I've took VSync off, it's full screen. I've turned the music down since the music's loud, and since I'm going to be editing this video, I don't want the music to start jumping all over the place, so I've turned the music off. Actually, I could probably just show you the music very quick. And that's the music. Well, one of the key features I've got from the developers they sent me is that the PC edition has some features over the iOS platform in terms of graphics. So it has enhanced graphics and improved textures and materials, dynamic lighting, improved weapon effects, and brand new weather effects, overhauled gameplay. So basically what I want to do, I just want to put everything on the top settings, and hopefully we can see some really nice effects and stuff like that in game. Anyway, let's jump in and let's go through the Armory, and we can take a closer look on how to build decks and how the card system works. So let's start with that. And this is the Armory tab. So straight away, as you can see, this is probably the main character you play with, this chap here. Now, you have three options. You can either level him through a, well, it's called armor type to upgrade. So you can play him as a scout, play him as a Terminator, or normal power armor, and then you have armor upgrades to go through each, let's call them trees, each armor trees. So for example, I have 6 tokens I can use here. So if I unlock this right now, it's going to cost me 2 to unlock. So that opens that. So I've got a quick reload. You receive 2 less effort when reloading a weapon. Something simple like that. I can then use the last 4. Oh no, I need level 4 down there now, so I can't move on to the next target until level 4. Up here I am level 2. So let's look at the Terminator tab. The Terminator tab is completely the same. I can unlock this again here, and this gives me your hero gains 1+ defense if his attack is lethal. So that's a pretty nice thing to do. So if we do a critical hit and kill the guy, it looks like we get 1 defense added to our character. So that might be pretty worth taking him in Terminator armor and stuff like that. You can actually decide what to take him in when you actually go into game, to Terminator armor, tactical armor, or scout armor. At the moment, I've just been playing normal power armor, to be completely fair. I haven't really dabbled with taking any Terminator or scout and stuff like that. Okay, so let's move on to the interesting stuff, which is the cards. And this is the card collection. The cards in game are basically your attacks, your movement. They are everything in game. So the better card you have, the more effective you are in game. As you can see, you can filter them. So you've got ones to equip. So these are some of the items that we can equip on our characters. They give you stuff like Overwatch and stuff in game. We have movement cards, so sprint, assault, track finding, ambush, use. These are kind of ones. For example, this one, if I'm not mistaken, look, restores 100 life to allies within 5 cells. It's funky stuff like that. But this is not the really cool thing, in my opinion. The really cool thing is over here at the Forge. Now at the Forge, you can actually forge cards. Who would have thought? You get these resources. I'm just calling them cog coins. I'm calling them at the moment. And what you can do, you can basically just randomly roll to try and get better cards. So for example, if I would want to make an extreme card, it's going to cost me 1,000 points, and these are the rarity chances I'll get. So it looks like I should be getting a rare card, a legendary card, and is not really up there. If we go down to hard again, it changes down to 400, average 200, and simple is 100. And you can see the rarity chances change down here as you go through. But you also, from completing missions and doing objectives, get booster packs. Now, in the iOS version, you had to pay to get these booster packs, but obviously this version you don't. You get these from actually completing missions. So what we're going to do, we're going to open a booster pack and we're going to see what we get into it. So let's see. Okay, so we've got 3 cards, we've got 2 equip cards, and we've got 1 use card. So like I said, the equip cards you can actually equip onto your characters, and it will give them special abilities and stuff like that. So yeah, that's showing off the booster, the stuff. Now if we then press forward, and we'll actually forge some cards. So I've got 1,300 to spend, so let's make some cards. So let's do one of these. Again, a giant stalker chain axe. So we've got a nice chain axe there, and again that's another equip. Let's do, you know what, we'll just do 2 more hard cards. Let's just jump in and just do them 2. You can see what the rarity is as well down here. So that's, well, I call it rare. So R for rare. So it's a pretty decent card. Let's do 1 more. And again, we've got another quick Little Howl. It's called. It's a bolt pistol. How cool! Actually, we've got 1 more to do to get just a basic card. So let's do this. Awesome. So we have actually that was a really good card from that. Look, that was the low chance of getting that card, and we've got that. That is a really good card. really good. Right, so if we go back to the card tab here now, we can actually make our decks. So for example, for those cards I just got, I can take these cards out. For example, if I want to take down this mastercrafted gun here, I get rid of it. Now I've gone down to 29 cards out of 30, so I need to get them cards back. Now I can filter it through legendary or rare. So for example, that bolt pistol we just unlocked last time, I can then equip that into the deck itself, and yeah, I can actually use that actually in the deck. So it's, it's making the deck of your type, what your playstyle is. For example, if you're fully assault and stuff, you probably want jump packs and chainswords instead of guns and all that kind of funky stuff. So yeah, that's how the card system works. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to jump in game. I'm basically just going to show off a mission and talk you through it, and just show it off and how the cards work and stuff in game. So let's jump in and let's purge in Lehman Russ's name. And here we are in game. So as you can see, this is my character here. So first things first, you can move around the map by, well, I hold my middle mouse button. You can do it with your SD keys and stuff like that. I use my hold my middle mouse button down and I can just drag it around the map. You can spin around your character, and then you can use your scroll wheel to go in. You can't really get closer than that. It's not like Dawn of War where you can really get close to the characters, but you can get fairly in. Same with the enemy. You can actually get pretty close to the enemy, but not too close. As you can see, they're word bearers, traitorous scum. We will be purging. So let's jump in and I'll show you the mechanics. So for example, these are the cards now we have at the bottom. So for example, if I want to use this, I will have to press that, the range, and that is the range on this, so it's not very effective at range. But what I can do instead, I can actually sacrifice one of these cards as a movement. See, I have no movement cards at the bottom, so I'm going to sacrifice this chainsaw card and go forward up here, and then I should then be in range to use one of my range cards then to purge these foul heretics. And am I in range? I am not. That is the range of the last cannon. He's just out of range. Heavy bolter, let's see. Just out of range. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to end my turn, and then it will be the enemy's turn, and then hopefully I can show off the combat by killing these traitorous kin of ours. And those guys did me some damage. Right, okay. So let's use the las cannon on this chap. You can see here, this is his health up here. So he's got 200. This guy's got 220. He's got no defense at all. So really, this should burn through him very, very easily. Let's see. Boom. Yes. So he went to -40. So that was a pretty good. That was a pretty good kill. Let's see if we can use the heavy bolter on this chap now over here. There we go. 65, 65, 65. So he's only got 25 life left. It's his go again. Up there, his cards you were seeing. Now this is a really cool feature. This is called Rage. So now the Space Wolf guy is in Rage. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to select a bolter, and then you have to spam click your left mouse button to do damage to the guy. The more you click, the more damage you do. So stand by. I'm going to try and click the hell out of this. That was shameful clicking. And there's one of the pretty cool executions that are in game. So we just blew that guy's head apart. Farewell, traitor. In his glorious name you are purged. So here we go. Now we have a movement card. So a movement card's popped up, and you can see how far you can go with the movement card. These are the squares you can go to and stuff like that. You can actually turn this on in game if you wanted to keep the squares on in game. Where is it? I can't find it. No, it's down here. There we go, show grid, so you can actually see the grid down here if you want to keep that on. I keep it off for a bit of a immersion, so yeah. Right, let's push forward and let's see if we can come into contact with the rest of our squad. And this guy's done a lot of damage to us. These three enemies have done quite a lot of damage. See now, oh, here we go. Now I can equip this plasma gun now. So the plasma gun goes on my character there. So he will constantly have that plasma gun on him now. And I can actually use that when it comes to it. Obviously I'm out of range there at the moment. But I would be able to use that if that chap was a bit closer to me. But instead, we're going to use a flamethrower. As you can see there, we did some environmental damage to the a barrel that was there. So if any enemies were there, they would have took AoE damage. So now we're going to use our combi melter bolt gun. So hopefully this should finish this Chaos Traitor off. And it didn't. It missed. Of course, it missed. Okay, let's see if we can just jump next to him using the jump pack. There we go. Hopefully we can get a melee kill on him now to finish him off. And he's just run off, of course. Oh, we actually took that pretty well. We actually took that really, really well. So now what I'm going to have to do, if I can use this, obviously, look, I'm not pointing in front. So what I'm going to have to do, I'm going to have to use this to swing round the guy. Oh, now here's the rest of our squad just popped up as well. Thanks, guys. So we're going to use the rest of our well, I was going to show off. I was actually going to kill him with my plasma pistol. Let's see. Oh, okay. Here they all are. And right, so let's point to him now, and I can use this now, which is equipped on me, and this should, boom, there we go, 120. So that was a very nice kill actually. And now we have the rest of our squad, which are going to move forward, and then we can engage the rest of the enemies. What I'm going to do, I'm going to cut the video here now, and I'm going to try and get to the end, and hopefully I can show you the end screen if I complete the mission. If not, then I will discuss the actual game itself, my thoughts about the game, the price, and all the other kind of stuff. So I'll see you back at the screen. And we have returned to the menu. I'm afraid to say I was purged by the word bearers on that second mission. They absolutely overwhelmed me and obliterated me from the map. So yeah, you know what? That goes to show that this game is no pushover. It actually takes tactics. You have to actually make a really good deck in your cards and stuff. You know, you can't just jump in and run into it and think you got to win, because that's what my first thought was, and I actually really struggled on the first mission. I thought maybe the second mission I know what I'm doing now, maybe I'll go in and it'll be a bit more easier. Nope, I just got overwhelmed and smashed. So I really need to go in and look at the decks and really need to make a really good deck for each character. So let's come on and let's just talk about the game in general, right? So we all know this is basically a iPad port onto PC. I know a lot of people are hating that at the moment. I played this on the iPad myself. I had some fun with it. It's not a game where you can lose yourself within hours and hours and hours. I could probably come onto this game, play it for 1 or 2 hours, have a bit of fun, log off and go and play something else. It's one of them type of games, in my opinion, where you know you're not really going to get addicted to. It's not really going to drag you away from some of the big hitter games out there at the moment. It's something to come on, have a little chill out, have a little game, purge in the Emperor's name, and yeah, have a little bit of fun. Do you know what? Especially if you like actually doing like card-based games, I think this actually may be a really fun game for you. I'm not really big into card-based games, but the decks and unlocking decks and stuff, it does really interest me. You know, I have had a bit of fun in actually that regards itself. So just to go over and just to make sure everyone knows, this game is still in early access. It is still having features that are being added to it, so stuff may change in the game. The actual game price itself now, the standard price on early access is going to be $11.99, but they're giving a 15% discount for the first week. It's a full paid game. It doesn't contain any microtransactions, like I said before, with the booster pack. So there's no microtransactions, because I know a lot of people were concerned for that. So there's no microtransactions at all. So all in all, it's a fun game. I say it's not an amazing game in a bad way. When I say it's not an amazing game, I mean it's not one of those like ballpark hitters hit in the game at the stadium. It's it's a small fun game where you can come on, lose yourself for a couple of hours, have some fun, and just enjoy the Warhammer theme to it. If this is something you'd enjoy, like these kind of card-based games, I'd recommend it. I've had a bit of fun in it. I'll probably be coming back and trying to finish this bloody second mission when I can, because those word bearers need purging, and I need to go in and do the decks properly. Well, I don't think there's any more to add, really. Give me your feedback, what you think about the game, if you're interested in it, if you want me to show off more features and stuff. I may do a stream of it throughout, not next week, because I'm away next week, but the week after, and show it off a bit more. Hopefully a few more features will be added, as it is in early access, so maybe a few more stuff will be added. But until then, I hope you've enjoyed the video. I hope I'll give you some information about it. I hope you've, open your eyes to this game if you haven't saw it before, and yeah, that is it. Have a great weekend and enjoy the rest of the week, brothers. So thank you for watching, and bye bye.